Hey guys, welcome back to Hound Hogs Outdoors. Today we are going to show you one of the most simple but best turkey recipes that you could ever do in a deep fryer. It's gonna be super easy. It only includes 2 products and some peanut oil, so let's get to it. A wise man once said, play stupid games, win stupid prize. That couldn't be more true when it comes to frying a turkey. And so 24 to 48 hours before you're gonna fry your turkey, take it unseasoned, just out of the pack, and go ahead and drop it in. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fill it up with water to the appropriate level, and then we're gonna take the turkey out and we'll know how much oil to put in here later. If you fill this pot up and you put a cold turkey in it, it's going to bubble over and potentially cause a fire and burn your house down. We don't want that. We got the turkey in there, let's fill it up. We'll pull it out, mark our line, and we'll be good to go. All right, so we put our turkey in. It is almost covered. You don't cover it all the way because it's gonna boil up and expand. Got your turkey, a nice good rinse. Our water level is what our oil level needs to be tomorrow. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna take a Sharpie and we're just gonna mark a small line on the side, and that's how full we're gonna make it tomorrow with the oil. All right, so we got our turkey out now. Here's the next step. The reason you do it 24 to 48 hours beforehand is because that turkey needs to dry. It needs to dry at least overnight. So before you put it in the fridge, dry it off as good as you can inside and out. Make sure there's no ice, and then put it in the fridge uncovered, and the refrigerator will dehydrate the skin and help it be a lot better product once we put it in the oil. So I'll see you guys in the morning when we get to cooking this thing.
Tomorrow.
So we're going to be using some ingredients that pretty much you can find at any grocery store. Those ingredients happen to be a bunch of Tony's ingredients. We've used this pretty much every year. Tony's, you know, I've never actually read the second part of that. Tony's Chacharis, Creole style butter. This stuff is pretty much amazing. Put some of that in there, and then we're going to finish off the outside with this Tony's rub. So the good thing about Tony's, I actually have like 1 million of these at the house because of how much I've used this Tony's injection. You can reuse these over and over again. So there was actually some folks that commented on our videos that said that I injected the turkey wrong. I don't know how exactly you inject a turkey wrong if the injection goes in the turkey. Actually, what they suggested that I do, that you stick your syringe in one spot in the turkey, you inject, and then you just do all the injecting on the whole turkey through that one hole. So I guess that means we're done. I think that's silly, and we're gonna inject the entire turkey through multiple different holes.
Most it's tired, no, but I call it home. It's a quiet entry stand, just searching through your soul. Time that's never wasted if you see one or if you don't. Man's work with your babies and being so damn proud. There's a pickup on.
You know who you are, this is for you. You also gotta make sure that you get all of the insides and innards out. Sometimes you'll have a turkey neck in there as well, unless you killed it in the wild, in which case if you find that stuff in there, that'd be very strange. All right, so the very next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get this rubbed up and seasoned on the outside. We wanna use some of this injection that we have going on the outside of the turkey, and we'll use that as a binder. But you wanna rub the whole thing down and go ahead and get all that spread out so that rub sticks real good.
The truth of a late road sermon still playing in your head. We call it home. It's a place for you to turn.
Hi-ya! So we're gonna go ahead and slide this right here. All right, turbo trusser. These legs don't fit, they're too small. Does this go on the outside or the inside? Well, this is a disaster. Why didn't this thing come with instructions?
It did.
What happened to them?
You threw them away last year. Oh. So this comes around, it's missing, our turkey's missing a wingtip. That's part of the problem.
Oh.
It's okay, as long as it fits in the thing.
All right, let's try seasoning it again. All right, so we finally got this thing rubbed up. We're gonna go ahead and let it sit and soak in all that rub while we get the oil heated up.
Time that's never wasted if you see one or if you don't. There's a man's work with your babies and being so damn proud. There's There's a pickup on the left side, your old man passed down. You're back home, it's a place for you.
All right, so our oil is sitting right about 375. Zach's gonna cut the oil off. We've got our 12-inch Thermoworks probe already placed, and we're gonna drop it in nice and slow.
Oh, that's scary. I'm wearing shorts.
All right, so we got it dropped in. It is the perfect level. The tops of the legs are just barely sticking out. As you can see, it dropped our temperature by over 100 degrees. So now that the oil's calmed down, there's no bubbles coming out or anything, we can get this thing cut back on. Luckily, the Loco has a sure spark. Woo! Freaking hate you. I should have seen it coming. I saw it coming last year. And we're gonna cut the heat back up to try to get our temperature back up to about that 325 degree range. We want to cook this thing until it reaches 157 degrees. So we have a 12-inch probe in the breast monitoring that temp, and then we have our 12-inch probe in the oil keeping track of that as well, all on that one dot. So we don't have to guess, we don't have to use those old analog thermometers. We have it digitally right there. So we're gonna let this thing run probably about 40 minutes, and then we'll pull it out and see what it looks like.
12-inch probe.
What's mine is yours and then some. Get most, it's tired to know, but I call it home.
All right, so it's been about 45 minutes. We're in the 150s. I want to take this probe with a heat glove, and I want to see if I'm in the coldest spot of this bird. I'm gonna push it down just a little bit, see what happens. Nothing's really changing. 153 seems to be right where it's at, even all the way across, so it'll be done in just a few minutes.
It's a man's work with your babies and being so damn proud. There's a pickup on the left side, your old man passed down. You're back home, it's a place for you to turn to. People that still know you when you need a hand to hold. Time moves slow, that's where.
All right, so turkey's done. We got it all cut up. It looks awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we've been sneaking bites. In my opinion, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, I think the thigh is usually the best meat. Doesn't have as many tendons as the leg, so y'all wanna try the thigh?
I'm more of a boob guy.
Okay, well, you can try breast meat. Cheers, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas in October. All right. So good.
I mean, turkey's really not that exciting of a thing to cook, but this recipe always does come out pretty good. I like the back straps on a turkey.
Every year I do this with my family, and it turns out exactly the same every time. It's so consistent and so easy when you get that injection and that seasoning from the grocery store. So what would you give it?
Probably a 7.
7. What would you say your best turkey was?
I mean, 7's really not fair because I'm comparing it to that spatchcock turkey over those root vegetables. Smoked, not fried. That was my favorite turkey ever.
What about you, Christian?
If I was going to compare it with the best turkey I've ever had, is a rotisserie chicken.
The rotisserie turkey.
Sorry, that rotisserie turkey.
That was also in my mind. That was the juiciest turkey that I've ever had.
That junk.
All right, guys, all I've got to say is if you use the right tools, you have a good fryer, you got some good thermometers, good injection, good seasoning, you can turn out this exact product every time. It's not hard. It's so easy. Just be really careful when you're frying. Make sure you're putting a dry turkey in that oil and you cut that flame off before you put it in. But as always, guys, we want to encourage you to turn those ideas into realities. Get out there and try something new. We'll catch you next time. Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas.
When it comes to Tony's seasoning, sometimes you can get a dud because it is mass produced. The way you want to check that is you'll get a little bit of it right there, and you'll just make sure you that's how you know it's fresh.